think we've got a very, very interesting closing 35 coming up, with the team the most damaging in attack down by 7.
And I enjoyed listening to the coaches at half-time, Ken and John. Kelston boys were talking about points. Charlie McAllister talking about the breakdown area.
Cameron Rutherford. Now McAllister Poi. There's a replacement. George Edwards with his first carry goes directly to the line. Cowley, McAllister Poi, got a front row, and Alex Hodgman over the advantage line. Oh.
Forward pass. Well, front rows are pretty quick. It's not surprising he got ahead of the pass. Probably the pass was too slow. He's just a little bit quick off the mark, you know. Needs to slow up the big fella.
Have a look at it here. It's a tough call.
Yeah, line ball. I agree with you, Ken. Line ball.
A tough call, trying to do the right thing, the players.
Well, see that by bringing on Edwards, they've got 2 first fives there, really. Edwards in the yellow boots. You'll see him in a moment. And so Mohi has gone onto the wing for Mt Albert Grammar.
So a short side play from Kelston, Visinia. Kelston, their forwards have been good today. They win a penalty. Release, entry, touch, pause, blah blah.
Yeah,
all these things interested.
This is nice work here. Is just working down the blind side, which is always a nice option. And this fella here, Visinia, is always a dangerous man with the ball in hand. And I love the structure of Kelston boys. They're putting bodies over the ball, protecting it. They're doing it very well. They look very well coached to me, and very well organised.
You can't see the halfway line, and now you can. So the call from Siaosi to take points when they're on offer has been taken to the extreme here. Balangi, Visinia.
Yeah. Plus 52 in a straight line plus the angle.
Gets it about 40. However, they've just shown their hand.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you can just see how dangerous Mt Albert are when they get a little bit of space. They've been pinged twice now for forward passes, but they're really going to chance their arm, I sense, in the second half. Deep inside the 22 as McAllister Poi goes to the big long speculator, and I think it came off a Kelston boys player.
That's what it looked like.
Gee, they might have been a bit stiff there.
When Mohi was away down that right-hand touch, he's now moved to the right wing.
It's always easy to catch things in the replay, though, isn't it, John?
Yeah. Well, sometimes. Easier. Not necessarily easy.
I mean from the referee's point of view.
Yes,
I always thought of it this way from a referee's point of view. As a player, when you're playing, you can make a lot of mistakes. A lot of time, your only responsibility is yourself. A referee controlling 30 players, he's going to make the odd mistake.
Well, again, a big delay for Kelston to come to the set piece.
And they're going to feed a scrum inside the Mt Albert 22. So they have the advantage of field position and possession inside the opposition 22. So a chance for them to put something on. So Taylor Adams to the line. 2 runners coming on the inside, and Naduru Tolo belted by a couple of Mt Albert defenders. Now flat ball for Manukia. Good work from the big lock. Now Adams. The right foot step, he's hit by Halaholo. Captain on captain. Now short blind, Visinia. 6'3", so he's as big as some of the back row forwards that are out there, including a couple of locks. Oh, outstanding work from Mt Albert on defence.
Halaholo.
Dylan Halaholo with the steal. Visenia into contact with the ball. Halaholo comes away with it. And now the kick for field position. Tony Tumusa can't do much. So great defence from Mount Albert Grammar.
Yes, Dylan Halaholo, he was involved a couple of times defensively and created the turnover. This is the tackle. Captain on cap. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry, I apologise, got that wrong. But look at this defence here. Absolutely superb. They're going in hard, these young men. Once again, you just see the numbers going in there, committing. You've got to commit to the breakdown area if you want to create a turnover. I thought we are going to just see the next phase, and that's where Dylan Halaholo made a big tackle on his opposite captain.
Well read too in that previous situation by McAllister Poi. He understood that Visenia, the Kelston fullback, wasn't there. He wasn't back in his position. He sent the ball deep. It was accurate anyway, and found the touch.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes there that are just slowing the flow down a little bit for Mount Albert. Ken, they're getting a few opportunities, aren't they? You know, a couple of forward passes, a turnover, now crooked line out. You know, it slows the stem, it slows the momentum down for the teams when they have that go against them. So just a little bit of accuracy needed.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Kelston now inside their half. Fuko. Oh, lovely pass, one-handed just by Tokonkio. Inside the half they go, centre field. Big man standing out to the right, because that's been turned over. Back it comes now to Cowley. Looking out wide. The wing out there now is Unamohi. Cowley once more, controlling it again, McAllister Poi. He finds Lamb, the first try scorer of the match. A replacement on there, George Edwards. That's Devery, not getting many opportunities, the outside backs, and it's a long advantage being played by Rob Parks. And we'll see what Mount Albert Grammar do with this. Will they go for touch, or have they got a big kicker as well, Mark Watson?
Yeah, how wonderful was he? He was responsible for that turnover, the number 8 from Westlake, now playing for Mount Albert, straight to his feet. You've seen Mount Albert Grammar just commit more players in the second half to that ruck and maul. And interesting to see that they're deciding to go for the kick here, and that is nice little westerly behind him. So good, smart play from the boys from Mount Albert.
Mark sounding a little bit more positive now, isn't he? He thinks that Mount Albert Grammar is starting to play a bit better and get into this game ball.
I think he made a very good point, though, that Mount Albert Grammar forwards are committing more forwards. I mean, that was definitely an area they were lacking in the first half, and that's where they put themselves under pressure. So they've made the adjustment. So good coaching. Charlie McAllister's picked up on the area that needed to be improved on, and the players have adjusted.
Ladies Club Rugby in Petone.
Yes, yeah.
Kimmer shot.
Very quick winger, Rod Heaps.
Cameron Rutherford. Edwards to the line, and then an inside ball for McAllister Poi. So McAllister lining up at second 5 on that play. Cowley does well. Halaholo leading from the front, the captain. And Cowley. Edwards. Cut out ball for Fred Stewart. Good defence from Kelston.
Well, the referee was playing an advantage. There was an infringement.
6. Now I can get the number out wide. Sorry, 12 and then 6 out wide. Okay. You need to have a chat. No, you need to have a chat to them now, because that's 2 penalties against you, and this is the 3rd. It won't be a 4th. Scrum ref? Yep, this way through.
Well, pretty clear instruction.
And pretty clear decision by the Mags team too. You're going to have a scrum centre field.
Interesting. I would have thought that points would have been the option to take there. But they obviously think they're going to battle back themselves.
Well, contrasting, go back to the Kelston huddle at half-time. And they talked about taking the points on every occasion. Mount Albert Grammar with a, well, you would think 3 points would be a sitter from this situation, but instead opting to go for an attacking scrum. And McAllister Poi and Fred Stewart have lined up on the left.
Remember last week we had a couple of tight hits, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. A couple of good hooks. Well, time will reveal, of course, Ken, if that was the right decision. If they score a try, it will be.
So we'll have a look from here. Cowley, they wrap around to the short side, an inside ball for Stewart. Good tackle by Fukafuko. Callister Point. Napa. And Kelston, if they come up with the ball, they've certainly put some pressure on Mt Albert. But no, they've won the ball. Great play from Chris Neary. The open side flanker for Kelston. And now Vicinia goes long, and that is wonderful defensive play from Kelston. They're up for the contest today. They lead by 7. And that was as big a defensive assignment you will get in 2011, trying to hold out Mt Albert 10 metres from your line.
And you read it perfectly, Ken. Chris Neary going in there, the man on his feet has all the rights. He just went in there and snaffled that ball and killed the momentum of Mt Albert Grammar.
So the decision to not take the 3 points has backfired for the moment.
Yes, well, something I didn't mention in the first half, we've got to pick an ASICS man of the match, $250 footwear voucher, get some flash boots or sneakers or whatever of your choice. So you've got to look out for the talent going around today, and there's plenty of it.
Sione too took that well at the middle of the line out. Now the breakthrough by Louis Devery. Cover defence nice from Tokankio, the number 8. Neary there again, quickly once more. Ever present now, the number 7. Both of them doing a good job.
Yes, they're putting pressure on the ball, aren't they? At every breakdown, Kelston boys. Nice break here by Louis Devery. He's a big fella for a centre, but the support with that fraction slow, and Kelston boys putting all sorts of pressure on. Look at the numbers there. That is great stuff from them. I love the contest.
It's a great contest. Chris Neary and Sosathene Tokankio, 7 and 8 for Kelston, both in there making that tackle quickly to their feet. So now with the scrum to go down, we'll have a look at that in a moment, see what sort of combination Mt Albert Grammar have got. They move McAllister back to 10 for the set phase.
Crouch. Touch.
Yeah, Mamahira comes off the back a bit of normally links with that positive scrum.
Gee, blows the whistle a lot this bloke.
Right, what's the call this time?
A little bit of frustration coming through there, Ken. You should have thought that could go a bit
you would
further.
think that they'd already won the ball. They were clearly going to move it.
Yep.
You know, play some entertaining footy.
Yep.
And now we've come back for another static set play.
Should have given them the opportunity to continue. Yep, no, I agree. Yep, we want to see the game flow. These young men want to express themselves. Give them the chance. Well, another big chance here for Mt Albert Grammar.
The Toralton there, Cameron Rutherford wearing the headgear. Sione Tew, they use Rutherford. Great attacking C, they brought into the first 5 Edwards this time, allowing a bigger McAllister maybe to make an impact, but that's the 7 Divine. Edwards again, centre field, going right. Pass goes astray, danger here for Mags. Scooped up by Una Mohi. And in go Kelston once again.
Yes, they've won the ball. It was taken into the contact by Mt Albert. Now the ball's been charged down, but they get it again. Taylor Adams, another charge down. Now Nardulu Talo under a bit of pressure, some hustle. There's a front rower there, got his arms around him, and Alex Hodgman gets away from him. Mt Albert have got their hands around the ball. So we're getting to that all-important part of the game where a bit of fatigue sets in. It's starting to open up.
2 charge downs.
And Taylor Adams is at halfback. Senior with the clearance, bounces it out and hopefully settles it down.
Oh, I sense the urgency's gone up a notch or two, gentlemen. Look at that. That's good stuff from the open side flanker. Sean Devine, he goes in there, and then Taylor, he gets his knocked down. It's all over the place. We're playing rugby or basketball.
And I think we'll find that there was almost a 3rd charge down because Visinya's kick, when he did clear it, I think it touched the hands of one of the opposition. In fact, they've got the throw, and yes, we can see now.
So Emil Pittman is on in jersey 20 for Pelefafonga Cowley, who's left injured. This is Shin Kumazaki.
Gee, the breakdowns are pretty vicious out there. Kelston boys, commitment plus. They're not going to die wondering this afternoon. They are giving it everything.
Oh, nice piece of deception. Manukia.
Didn't go 5.
Well, we saw this on at St. Pat's against Wellington College, and they tried the short one like that. It didn't go straight. This time it's not 5. That's a fine line there. Let's have a look.
We're going to...
Live we are as Mags break to the 22. They hit this tackle with more gusto, but again, it's difficult to get quick ball. Halfback Metcalf now. Reaches. Did he get 2 touches? It doesn't matter. Edwards, McAllister, Poi, he did. And we're going to have a coming back for the knock-on. Yes, it looked as though the halfback, Jaden Metcalf, had just knocked the ball on. No, it's Pittman, isn't it? 21.
Just inside. We're inside. We're inside.
51 gone. Still 12-5.
Yeah, hollow there. The ball definitely going forward. Well picked up by the referee. Sometimes in those dark rucks and mauls, you don't always pick up little things that happen, but he was onto it. Oh, Joe Stanley. Wasn't he a superb player, Ken?
Great centre. So a chance now for Mount Albert. Edwards with a left foot step. Another left foot step here, the right arm available. He'd lost the ball forward. So they're struggling, Mount Albert Grammar, to put an effort on an effort. They do well initially through their phases, but they can't get the finishing touch on the start of their attack.
I like the way you said that, an effort on an effort. That's right. They're making the initial effort and then it's falling down. This is good stuff. George Edwards, he was looking for the support. He didn't have the man running off. That's where it broke down. If he had a man, he would have let that go and the breakdown wouldn't have occurred. When you create opportunities in tight games such as these, you've got to finish them off.
Touch.
So Leon
Pause. Engage.
Fuko.
Well, Mount Albert Grammar's scrum is dominating on occasions, but they've been penalised for going in on an angle. So Kelston boys get a little bit of a chance to relieve themselves of quite a bit of pressure.
So there's plenty of footy to be played here. Just one converted try separates the two dominant teams in the Auckland 1A competition from 2010. If you've just joined our coverage, you're watching first and second at the end of the regular season last year. Mount Albert have won the title 20 times. Kelston have won it 11 times. These are well and truly the two heavyweights of Auckland College rugby, and that is certainly reflected in the closeness of the score and the contest today.
Ken, I use the word pressure. Don't you get the sense of the pressure between these two teams? There's a lot at stake here, isn't there? You can really sense there's a lot riding on this game. We've got the Mayaska Cup. We've got points up for grab in the A1 Auckland competition. Now, the winning team gets a $500 voucher from our kind sponsors, Under Armour, for some performance gear. So there's lots up for grabs, lots of pressure on these young men, and you can really sense it out there. Brilliant stuff. You don't have to score a lot of points in a game of rugby for it to be entertaining.
So Mel Jean in lower, the blindside flanker. He's standing at the back of the line-out, running around to the front. Now Vianney. It's a good carry and a good recycle. Adams to the line, an inside ball for Kirby Tavita. They're still short of the advantage line. And now they got numbers behind the ball and try to put a dent in the Mount Albert defence. And Mount Albert have done terrifically well. Use it or lose it.
Sean Devine there, Ken. He was the man. Once again, an open side flanker, targeting the ball, not the legs to take him down. Yes, we've got Cameron Rutherford down there. The Mount Albert lock. Looks like he's done something to one of his legs. But let's have a look at this. As Kelston boys mount some pressure through their midfield, Sean Devine goes in there, targets the ball and holds him up. So when the ball's held up like that, it's a turnover.
Well, they learn from the best, don't they? Watching a lot of Super Rugby, I suppose, and internationals, and seeing how the likes of the world's best number 7 do it. It's easy to watch, but it's hard to replicate. But these two 7s today have been very impressive. Rutherford is back. He just turned 17 last Tuesday. Watching this closely, Mark Watson.
Yeah, it's an interesting Mount Albert Grammar. First time they're playing on this new pitch at sand-based, and the reason they've done it is they get to semi-final time, they get the home advantage. By that time of the year, it's a big mud bog, and they feel they sometimes use their advantage. Well, this pitch is so they can play 15-man rugby, but it's playing into the hands of Kelston today. Some irony in it.
Well, we look at the Mount Albert Grammar motto. It's through hardship to glory, and if they get glory out of this, they've certainly gone through a lot of hardship. This is a real battle for them. The Moaska Cup holders, the national champions, 12-5 down, no scoring in this second half.
Edwards, 2 runners coming on the inside, a nice little offload for Una Mohi, coming in and running direct at the Kelston defence. So now an attacking line out for Mount Albert. Alaholo, the captain, goes down the back for Sione Teo. Now Edwards, cut-out ball for Devry, another cut-out ball for Stewart. No double miss and a nice tackle from Tokongio. Good work by the forwards at the contact. So McAllister boy is in at halfback.
A bit short on backs, Mount Albert Grammar, because few of them had to go in and clean out.
So Emil Pittman, that's his voice you can hear, telling the forwards to just chip away at the Kelston defence. Halaholo. Now they go long. Devry at first receiver. So second man play, pressure. And nice from Kirisoma. Very elusive on his feet for a big guy. And a quick recycle. McAllister Poi. Misses a couple of players out. This is Tane Lamb and now Stewart. Coming back on the inside looking for support. They're inside the 22. Mount Albert. Big numbers out to the right-hand side. McAllister Poi on the move. And a long ball out wide. There's a little 2-on-1, a right foot step, and some power running and some great defence. Mount Albert, all the cards are starting to fall their way. Edwards, Manahira with a tip on. The ball's gone forward off Victor Thompson. So Kelston. And there's the kick for position. Kirisoma had to come from a long way back to get behind the ball. Now the counter attack. Right foot step has beat the first defender, hit by the second. Can they recycle the ball? There's a lot of tired players out there. We're now looking at key moments in the game. Edwards, a little left foot step and then an offload. The ball is untidy.
Hit the ref.
Could have caught that if he was paying attention, the ref.
Showing a complete lack of skill, the referee. But you're right, that looked as though things were starting to fall Mount Albert Grammar's way, recycling possession well.
Yes, they've had a bit of ball and they've set a few phases together, and they've done it very well because the game is starting to get into danger time for them. They need to get some points on the board, and the commitment's really gone up from their players. You can just see them there committing more players. Mount Albert Grammar, which they need to do. There's the referee trying to get amongst it. Put the whistle down, get the hands up, ref.
Oh, we're going to point. Know the rules, point your fingers at the ball.
Yep, hands up. You can't catch it without the hands up.
17-2 semi-finals and postseason for Kelston. That's why they're where they are, and that's why they're leading the Auckland and New Zealand champions by 7. It's Danny Pahulu, the try scorer. He's been replaced by, I think, Fa'alalonga Fa'ata. That's him there. Not much change out of 120 odd kegs there either, just quietly.
No.
Big units.
Yeah, some big slabs out there. There's no doubt about that.
You're allowed to say slabs, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I feel like a lightweight compared to some of these guys.
Oh, now how effective was that from Elaua? Gets there just as a whistle goes. Let's have a look at this. You can see the front row there, number 18. That's
one of the boys. That was a nice scrum.
I love that. Yeah, nice scrum. Yeah, that's it. Love it. Love it. Oh, I love the chat. Love the banter.
Right.
It's good stuff.
It's only the front rowers that love scrums. The rest of us think it's a waste of time, but it's footy.
That's where it all ends and begins.
Pittman's looked good since he's come onto the game. He's delivered well, and again he does so for Edwards at first receiver. Big fend there from Devery. Again, though, look at the red defenders through and hitting that tackle area with great timing. Conceding a penalty, though. Up as Ilaua. Gets a flick over the head as he walks back. But they've upped the tempo. Kelston aren't getting all that much ball, but their defence is working really well.
And I think you picked it up. There's just red jerseys absolutely everywhere. They're desperate to get into position to defend. And Mount Albert are finding it very frustrating because they're not getting the numbers there as quickly. Devery doing a nice job, but once again the Mount Albert support players that fraction slow getting there, so the continuation of play breaks down.
So Kelston, Taylor Adams on the move. Doesn't want to play footy in his own half. So Mohi. Now Taylor Adams trying to hold him up, but he's strong. Mohi goes another 5 metres with a couple of defenders on his back. Now Edwards to the line, a long ball for McAllister-Pori. Now Devery runs over the top of Nadu Talo. Steps on the inside, big and strong. Devery, look at the drive and the support coming. Kelston trying to hold him up, looking for the use it or lose it rule to be applied in their favour. And again, Kelston to the fore in defence. They were under enormous pressure. Devery's powerful player with the ball. And they got numbers into the tackle, arms around the ball, and they get the good decision.
I like what Lewis Devery's doing. He's taken it on his shoulders to get some go forward for his team, but his support players are not getting there helping him. He's a big, strong fella. He just rolls off one tackle, and look at it here. The Kelston players get themselves in a strong position to defend and just hold him up. And you can just see the numbers. It's just red on red everywhere. There's not enough blue in those scenes, guys, is there?
I thought they did slightly better that time, but they'll need to do much better because Kelston's defence is working well and it's being put under pressure. 12-5, Kelston leading.
Stay straight for me. Yeah, stay straight for me.
Sags have been in the opposition half nearly 13 minutes as opposed to 10 for Kelston.
Well,
And
they've had their
spent
chances.
more time in the opposition 22, you're right.
They've had their chances. Well, look at this. Mags, 12:40 as opposed to 9:53. They've had their chances. They've had the field position, but they're just not finishing things off at the moment.
So the pressure really being brought to bear, and the significance of Kelston's effort in defence is against clearly the best attacking side in New Zealand rugby, not just Auckland, Mount Albert Grammar. So what they've been able to do in terms of dominate them physically and defensively, in spite of the threats that they have right across the park, there's a real feather in their cap in this match so far. Can they hang on less than 8? With Mount Albert having field position.
Well, they're on the verge of something very big, Kelston boys. Mount Albert Grammar haven't lost in, correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, 25 matches?
Meljean, Idlawa off the back and over the advantage line. And again, they get a good decision on the back of some hard work.
So using the bench too.
The two number 7s have been outstanding.
I think so.
Today, Sean Devine and Chris Neri. Both of them is Sean Devine, his work in contact. And the tackle ball area has been tremendous today, as has his opposite, Chris Neri as well. Hard working, tough, good on the ground.
Yes, outstanding defence from both teams.
Pause, engage.
So defensive scrum. Kelston have spent a lot of time in this part of the ground. They brought on fresh legs. And they don't need fresh legs at the moment.
Oh, in lower. What strength, what power from the back rower. At the time when they need some leadership. And now they win the penalty. Well, Malgini Lower, who started the game at blindside flanker, and also can play number 8 as well with 2 very big carries in the last couple of minutes.
The man he admires most on a rugby field is Jerome Kaino, so he's certainly watched him. He's been very good today. Actually, that loose trio of Kelston has worked very well together.
Lower, look, he says to Pittman, get out of my way. Devine, he's fended off one of the best defenders in the game, runs over the top of Edwards. That's a great run.
Aggression plus. Brilliant. That's how you run with the ball in hand. Give it everything. And you can just see them. They are giving it absolutely their all.
Manukia with the win and another valuable position. They need to get down the other end, Kelston. And a tip on in midfield. Good, strong carry from Kirby Tavita. And then the recycle, and now Atu Lakio, replacement front rower. So they win the ball. Halaholo to the forefront.
Well, we're 7 points the difference. A converted try would bring them level, and that would be enough for Mags to keep the Moaska Cup. So Kelston want to win this. They haven't been inside Mags territory. I don't know, it seems like about 10 minutes.
And that's a big mistake, not finding touch.
And they send the ball straight back down.
Yeah. They've got away with it though, haven't they? Because it wasn't a great kick. So they still get the throw in to the line out. And not a bad position on the 22.
Hold your line, Red.
Attacking. Big line out throw here from their captain, Dylan Holla.
Oh, Fata in the front there, but that's a very good tack again from Tew. He's been better as the game's gone on at number 4. Red jerseys again, hitting the target. Mags have got it. Recycling though. Which way does Pittman go? Not a good pass. He lets me down. He'd been passing so well. This is Rutherford. Setting it up. Napa to the 22. Still no way through. Kelston sense this could be their day. They're not going to die on their feet. Quickly up is Mt Albert Grammar with the pass which goes nearly to the touchline. But Una Mohi takes it down. Mt Albert Grammar, another opportunity.
They have now Edwards to the line. It shows the ball goes behind the first part. Long ball out wide for Lamb. Now the tip on for Fred Stewart. He's pulled down a desperate tackle. Great defence from Kelston. Again, under all sorts of pressure. And Tokongio, the big back rower, back cover defending with a crucial tackle on a winger who was unmarked and slipped his outside. There it is. It was a clear run to the line. And great effort from the back rower to force the Mt Albert Grammar play into touch and possession of the football, which means that Kelston will get the throw at the line out.
Wow, that was superb.
Oh, he looked like he was launching off a springboard, didn't he? Just dived and gave it everything. Tokongio, brilliant play.
All Stewart would have seen was the try line.
Well, yeah, he looked
wouldn't
like
have seen the red bolt coming at him.
Jeez. That was sensational. That could be a match-saving tackle right there.
Well, that's an astounding stat on your screen right now. 6.5 minutes versus 50 seconds, time in opposition 22. So that tells you something about the character, about the resilience, and about the discipline of this Kelston team. That is an enormous statistic for them to defend. Less than 3 to go. And they only lead by 7 points. They're pinned inside their own quarter and have been for almost this entire second half. And all the advantages have been in Mt Albert's favour. But Kelston, time and time again, they've come up with the big play in attack to control the ball. They've come up with a big defence when it matters. And quality of their hitting. The quality of their discipline under pressure has been very, very impressive. But will it be enough against a Mount Albert team that at the moment are running red hot on attack but haven't been able to breach their line?
Well, stay tuned because there's plenty left in this match.
Yes.
Although it doesn't appear a lot on the clock, there's still plenty of action to come. You sense it.
Don't forget, next Friday, Palmerston North Boys High and Fielding High School. We're looking forward to that game, 7:30 on the Rugby Channel. And then, of course, at 2 p.m. next Saturday afternoon, Otahu and De La Salle live on the Rugby Channel.
Well, Jordan Marahera, the Mount Albert Grammar number 8, has pulled his forwards around. He's just taken to be calm, guys. Look, let's just continue doing what we're doing, and let's just try and force the turnover, and let's be patient. Time's going to slow down, particularly for Kelston. They're in the box seat at the moment. I heard a great quote in the middle of the week. You'll love this, guys. Never quit until the miracle happens. Mount Albert Grammar are going to need that miracle.
So which team benefits from this lengthy break, Bull? You can sense that Kelston, who've been under pressure, might be saying, right, this is our now regroup, guys. Have been doing it well, haven't we? And the other team are under the pressure, but they're so close to the line now.
Well, I think both teams benefit depending on what they're saying and what they're thinking. You know, it's an opportunity for both to regroup. Obviously, both have very different objectives right now. Kelston boys' objective, of course, is to continue defending as they have done. I've got to say, we've watched some wonderful games here on college rugby on the Rugby Channel, but the defensive effort of Kelston boys today has been up there, hasn't it, Ken? It's been absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And it just shows you when you get numbers to break down areas and you apply that with commitment, what you can achieve. Outstanding.
Well, you know,
do we know who that injured player is? I'm sorry.
6.5 minutes versus 50 seconds in the opposition 22. You know, that is standing there. That is enough time in the opposition 22 to score 40 points. And for Kelston to be able to do what they've been able to achieve defensively, the organisation that they need, the speed of the line in defence, the quality of their hitting, all of those things are key factors at critical stages in the game. Well, we know that from Mount Albert Grammar's form in the last couple of years, if they get within cooey of the try line, they can get points.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sad break though, guys. I think we have a neck injury, so they brought a stretcher on there. So I hope that young man's okay.
I think it's somewhat Fa'ata.
I'm sure it's just a precaution.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is the right thing to do.
See, they're talking about cool heads. These are young players.
They don't play like young players, they can another time, do they? They play like very mature young men that have been playing rugby for a number of years, right, which they have, but they play above their years, that is for sure.
Well, you know, Cameron Rutherford is 6'7". Philip Vianney is 125 kilograms.
Yeah. Some of them, you know, there's a couple of 15-year-olds out there, a few 16, 17, 18-year-olds, and
outstanding.
There's, we wish you all the best, Samoa Fa'ata. Less than 3 minutes to go. 12-5. Kelston have been pinned, but they have defended like maniacs. Can they hold out the champions for another couple of minutes?
Keep going.
So Kumazaki goes long, and the go-to guy again is Maljean Eloa. What a strength he's been in the closing minutes. 2.5 on the clock. And now they win a penalty, so they get some field position. They need to take their time, kick the ball away, have another committee meeting, ask the ref a couple of questions, grab their legs, try and waste the valuable second. They'll learn all those tricks, Bull Allen, as they get older.
Oh, they will, and they're doing it pretty well. They certainly won't be panicking. And you just watch them amble into this line out. I don't think there'll be any panic. You can see the players there just taking their time. Looks like they're going to go for a short line out.
He's had a cool head today, hasn't he? Taylor Adams, early on in those few attacking opportunities, he was so insightful, calling the right options all the time. The captain for Kelston. Look, that's another telling statistic in the second half.
So Kumazaki with the throw, and Philip Vianney, the big front row who's carried strong today, finds himself in the position of winning a valuable line out as Maljean Eloa just picks up another half a metre. With less than 2 minutes on the clock. Another pick and go.
2 minutes, 20 pick and goes, Ken, could be the play.
Chris Neary with the ball at number 7. Driving behind him. Beautiful setup and clean out by Kelston. The backs might not see this.
Kumazaki. So Mount Albert, they've won the ball. So Ale, one last shot for Mount Albert. We know they're capable of scoring. We haven't seen much from them today. But with a minute and a half, the scrum will form on the 10-metre line on the left-hand side of the park. And just looking at the alignment of their back line, they've got plenty of depth out on the long side towards the right.
Case Muse was a pupil here, the former All Black. He would have loved this situation. There's two monstrous props there for Kelston in maybe the last scrum of the day. Let's see. Won by Mags. Attack now coming through Edwards. And McAllister double around. Wide ball intercept. Goodbye. All over.
Watimi Paraki was under the post. Scored a great try against Kings, and this time he gets the try. That'll get the job done, Mount Albert. They were looking for the big finish, a loose pass. And Ramako Watimi Paraki, who started the season on the bench, well read, out of the line quickly, anticipated the ball, and once he had the football in his hand, it was try time, and a very important one. There's the wraparound, a loose pass, and Watimi Paraki, thank you very much. He's under the post. What a finish.
And that all came from Mount Albert Grammar trying to play from behind. Catch-up rugby. You make mistakes sometimes when you're trying to play catch-up, and look at him. He is just signalling all the way in from about 30 metres out. He's got the hand in the air. He's dancing to the disco ball. He knows he's done the business and sealed this game for his team.
Well, he scored a brilliant try against Kings in our coverage here on the Rugby Channel a couple of weeks ago, after Taylor Adams did some brilliant work. But on that occasion, it was all him, and he comes up with the play of the day that gets his team done, gets his team home. The captain's happy. They celebrate a rare win. Number 2's beaten number 1. The Auckland Championship for 2011 is wide open, with Kelston boys getting up over the top of Mount Albert, 19-5.
We've got plenty to talk about regarding this game. It is finished. Mags have been beaten on